Why Far Cry 6 GOTY Edition isn't worth it at full price. A leak for Far Cry 6 indicates that there is going to be a Game of the Year edition release, along with a new expansion titled Lost Between Worlds. A potential new Far Cry 6 expansion and Game of the Year edition have been leaked. Previous installments of the franchise have received periodic DLC drops, allowing the player to see different perspectives or experience different stories in the Far Cry universe. Examples include allowing the player to take on the role of a young Wendell Redler in the Vietnam War as he attempts to rescue his squad and evacuate before being overtaken by enemy soldiers in the Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness DLC. Far Cry 6 was initially released on October 7, 2021, meaning that the leak of the Game of the Year edition price comes on the game's one-year anniversary. At the Game Awards 2021, Far Cry 6 was nominated for 3 awards, none of which were for Game of the Year. The game was nominated for Best Performance, Giancarlo Esposito, Innovation and Accessibility, and Best Action Game, but didn't take home any of the awards. Gamers are used to titles receiving a Game of the Year re-release, which typically bundles in some DLC. Far Cry 6 has received its own Game of the Year edition, though some gamers find this quite strange because the game hasn't won any major Game of the Year awards. It appears that Ubisoft is exploiting the marketing gimmick, despite having not earned it. Far Cry 6 GOTY Edition sale might not have started yet, but its price has been announced for the community: $120. It comes with all the content released in the game and a brand new expansion. The edition also contains all the cosmetic items that come with different editions of the title and offers a comprehensive experience. On the surface, all of these items seem nice, especially for someone who hasn't played the 6th installment. Despite its share of criticism, there have also been accolades for the game. The problem being discussed here rises specifically because of the possible pricing of the Game of the Year edition. While such bundles are usually well worth buying, it might not be the case here. While the edition's contents are worth the investment of a person's time and money, the pricing seems exorbitant. Moreover, there are valid grounds to believe why it should have been priced at less than what seems to be the case. This is based on how such editions have worked in the past, including the likes of The Witcher 3. Far Cry 6 GOTY Edition's $120 price shows terrible oversight. Before considering why the GOTY Edition isn't worth it, one has to look at the price and what content will be present. As mentioned above, it will contain the base game and everything released so far. 3 DLC episodes: Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon Classic Ed, the Vice Pack, the Croc Hunter Pack, the Jungle Expedition Pack Season Pass. Along with the content mentioned above, Lost Between Worlds will be released soon and will be included with it. Players have 2 choices: buy the GOTY upgrade for $60 or get everything for $120, base game plus content. While the price might seem justified initially, there's ample to believe otherwise. For starters, the game has been out for more than a year. Both physical and digital editions have undergone discounts on all platforms. Physical copies of Far Cry 6 can still be found at some dedicated outlets if a player is lucky. While the standard price has stayed the same, the GOTY edition should have received a revision. Putting the base game at the same value as it had at release seems naive on Ubisoft's part. 3 paid DLC episodes of Far Cry 6 with this edition will offer a good experience to hardcore fans of the series. It takes players back to counter 3 iconic villains from the series: Boz Montenegro, Pagan Min, and Joseph Seed. There are other post-launch episodes, but they were added for free, so their inclusion makes no difference. Cosmetic packs are even more pointless, as Far Cry 6 is an FPS game. There's no way of observing what the character is wearing in the game while doing the missions. Gun skins do add to personalization, but their scope is also limited. Hence, this content offers very little in terms of fresh value. Games like The Witcher 3 became available in Game of the Year edition after CD Projekt Red won several rewards. It offers all the post-launch content and the base game at a cheaper price. Far Cry 6 hasn't won anything, but it hasn't stopped Ubisoft from releasing an all-inclusive version. Launching the edition isn't a problem, but the $120 pricing seems too much. A cheaper cost would certainly have made the Far Cry 6 GOTY Edition worth it. That sadly hasn't been the case, and it could further hurt Ubisoft's interests more in the future. Far Cry 6 Game of the Year Edition features. For anyone looking for the definitive Far Cry 6 experience, the Game of the Year Edition is the best option. It comes with the base game, along with all the free updates it has received over time. It also features all the Season Pass content, which includes 3 DLCs as well as Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon. Gamers also receive 3 cosmetics packs, Croc Hunter Pack, Vice Pack, and Jungle Expedition Pack. Some gamers may criticize Ubisoft for exploiting the Game of the Year marketing gimmick. It wouldn't be the first to do so, but it may be one of the first examples of a game sporting the title without winning any awards to back up its claim of being Game of the Year. However, others may still appreciate that the best of the game has been bundled together into a convenient package. While it does have a hefty $120 tag attached to it, it does provide some reliable Far Cry open-world fun.